This is literally like the colour of my top. Do you guys want to know a funny joke? That I actually thought I was going to be taking some outfit pictures in this top after filming. I'm a whore for this bronzer. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be trying out pretty much all of the Fenty Beauty products that I actually own. So as you can see, I'm starting with a bare face and I'm literally just going to go through, do my makeup and talk you guys through what I'm using and what I think of what I'm using. So I always usually start off with my eyebrows. So they're not the best at the moment, but I have kind of trimmed them a little bit. They were certainly a lot more bushy before I pressed record on this video. As you can see, my face is nice and shiny. I think it's a combination of sweat and my moisturiser. A lot of the shine is coming from the moisturiser that I use. Obviously it's an oil-based spray that I use to moisturise my face before I apply makeup. But then again, like I say, it is a hot day, so there's definitely some sweat in there as well. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm just keeping it honest. So before I start absolutely anything on my face, I am gonna take my Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm. This is in the shade Hint Hint. I don't know why it gives shades though, because to me this is kind of just clear, but I don't know, I suppose it has kind of like a pinkish tinge to it. But I'm just starting off by moisturising my lips. Let me talk about this lip balm. Like, this is honestly something different. Like, this lip balm has changed everything. It is so moisturising, but it's not greasy. It's really strange, but it's really just, it really just has the loveliest texture. Like, I can't really explain it, but I actually can't even stress to you enough how many times I'd rebuy this. Like, honestly, it's to the point where if I forget it and I go out without it and it's not in my bag and I have to use just a lip balm that's knocking around in my car or in my bag, like just a random one, it pisses me off. Like, it just doesn't feel the same. Honestly, makeup, no makeup, whether you're ill, going to bed, whatever, this is the one. Like, so the thing is with this is that I don't own like everything Fenty Beauty. Like, I haven't been lucky enough to have joined their PR list yet, and as you guys know, I don't have the coin like that. And honestly, the majority of the Fenty Beauty stuff that I do have, I was actually given by my friend who is also a YouTuber, and she is actually lucky enough to be on the Fenty Beauty PR list. So she had spares and things that she could give me which would allow me to try out some Fenty Beauty. So I've used some of these products quite a few times now. I definitely have formed an opinion on a lot of these things, which I felt was the best way to do this because I didn't want to just jump in and give you first impressions, because although that is sometimes nice to see what your initial impressions are, sometimes your opinion can change over time, and you know, you might use this like 5 or 6 more times and find that a completely different way of applying it makes it perform like 10 times better. So I wanted to have a little bit of experience with the products before I filmed this video, because I really wanted to give you an honest and detailed opinion of what I think of each thing. Not all of these products are going to be by Fenty Beauty, and for the things that I will be using that aren't Fenty Beauty, I am kind of just going to skip through those bits because I feel like that's not what you're really here to see. So as always, everything's going to be linked down below. You'll be able to find everything that I use really easily, either Fenty Beauty or not, and just letting you know that I will kind of be ducking in and out for the bits that aren't Fenty Beauty, and I'm just going to keep it very Fenty focused. So the first thing that I'm going to do is do my eyebrows. I'm going to be using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I'm also going to be doing an eye look as well, which I'm going to be using the Carly Bybel palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm also just using a pair of Violet Voss lashes with those as well. So obviously that's a bit of a mix of brands, so I'm going to go away, get that all done, get my eyes set out so that we're all ready to jump straight into doing the face. So I'll see you in just a second. I thought I was breezing right through the eyes, but I was wrong, because I forgot that I have the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner. I've got it in a mini, but either way I wanted to test it out, so I thought I'd add some liner. So yeah, I've stopped straight after my eyeshadow and just before I've put on my lashes, and it's in the shade Cause I'm Black. That's one of the things about Fenty Beauty which is just great, is that you can tell that Rihanna's named these and you just end up reading every single name in her voice. Right, so I'm going to grab one of these mirrors and I'm just going to come in and do a pretty simple liner. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying to keep it as simple as possible, but I'm just coming in and adding a liner just so that you guys can see what this Fenty liner is like. So one of the things that I absolutely love about this is the fact that the point is so sharp. I don't know if it's focusing very well right on the tip because it's that tiny, but it literally is a game changer. Like, I feel like you can get the sharpest, pointiest liner. So I'm just going to connect that. So I think I'm just gonna add like that tiny little flick to the end. To be honest, I wasn't really thinking eyeliner for this look anyway, so I'm not gonna do like a mad dramatic eyeliner. I'm just gonna match this side up just so that you guys can get an idea of what this liner's like. If it ever starts to go a bit dry or it starts to feel like it's running out, you literally just shake it up, and then before you know it, the tip's full of ink again and you're ready to go. So yeah, I always end up reaching for this, whether I'm doing a full face or not. This is one of my go-to liners, and I actually have found myself reaching for this over the Benefit roller liner and the NYX vinyl liner as well, which is something that I've used for absolutely years and sworn by as one of my favourite liquid liners forever. But when I got this, it changed everything. Honestly, it just came in and stole my heart. I ended up taking that one in more of a straight line across. One thing I will say about this eyeliner though is that you have to move fairly quick with it, because once you've added like a bit of liquid and it's started to dry down, if you then add more after it's started to dry down, it kind of goes a little bit weird, which for me isn't too much of a problem because usually I would kind of just do it quickly. But if you have to come in and do corrections and touch it up a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it goes a little bit ugly, and it can go a little bit crusty as well when you're putting it on glitter. Like, I've got this shimmer here and I feel like it can go a bit funny. I'll zoom you in so that you can see. Let me zoom you in and just show you the situation that I'm talking about with the liner. Can you see? It's gone bitty. And there's some areas as well where it's gone on but left like little chunks, and if I go back in and try to go over it, can you see it doesn't really fix anything? It kind of makes it darker, but at the same time it doesn't fill in the gaps. So I'm just hoping that that's going to be fixed as soon as I add the lashes, because to be honest I can't really be bothered for the eyeliner to come in and ruin this look. But we'll keep it moving, see what happens. So I'm going to go and put the lashes on. Okay, I definitely feel like the lashes save the situation a little bit. I definitely feel like the liner doesn't look as crusty with the lashes on, like kind of just distracting and covering that little section as well. So now I'm going to be moving on to the makeup on my face, which does involve more Fenty Beauty products. So the first thing that I'm going to be jumping in with is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation. So I have this in the shade 330, which is the wrong shade for me. It is too dark for me, but I'm not going to use much of it, and I'm going to lighten it up with a lighter concealer shade as well. So it's going to look pretty James Charles when we start off. No shade to James Charles whatsoever. Like, he is more than happy to admit that he has a problem matching his foundation, and that's fine because we're copying him today. So I've also got the primer that goes with this. So it's the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Soft Matte Primer. This is a miniature, and I have used this primer a few times before, and I found that even with foundations that aren't this Fenty Beauty one, I feel like it does really help to keep your makeup in place, and I feel like it does stay longer at the very least. But as you guys know, I'm not big on primer really. For someone who has sensitive skin like me, like, primer's really not a focus for me in makeup. I kind of just always use my special prescribed spray, which I know has no water in it. I always use that as a base, so I feel like it definitely provides a bit of a protection between my skin and primers when I do use them, and I genuinely think that that helps me to get away with wearing the amount of makeup that I do sometimes in my videos. I think it's that and the fact that my face was the the most recent place to be affected by my skin condition. So it's the very last place that I started reacting on my body. So I feel like it's maybe still the least affected. So I am lucky enough that I still can get away with wearing makeup. So I'm taking the Fenty foundation. I'm literally gonna take 2 pumps of it. So it comes out like this, and it doesn't look too bad of a colour match to begin with, but it's more just the fact that it oxidizes and it goes pretty orange. So I'm applying it with a brush, which is my go-to usually for applying foundation. This is a 104 buffer brush by Zoeva, and I'm just going to try and evenly cover my face in that. This is literally like the colour of my top. Why didn't I get a new shade for this video? So I'm taking it right down my neck as well to make it look less scary and horrific. Okay, so it hasn't come out the worst. Obviously, it's not the best, and that's fine. I'm gonna come in with a lighter concealer. I've got this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Satin Finish, which I use in the shade Medium Sand, and I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna highlight my face a little bit more than I usually would, but it's gonna help me even out the tone of this. And that is really what I want, so that it just looks a little bit less shocking. So I'm going to use a sponge to blend this all out. This is a Sigma 3D HD sponge, which is one of my favourites, and I do actually have a discount code for this, so make sure that you're using that. And I'm just coming in and blending this all out. So I really like this Sigma sponge because it's got flat edges, it's got these different edges. So this is a nice curved one, which I find works really well around like the cheekbones and when you come up to the eyes. But then this flat edge as well is also perfect for making sure that you don't mess up any of your eyeliner, or for making sure that you can follow any straight lines that you've done. So obviously I'm not using a Fenty concealer, but the reason that I'm still filming this is because I just wanted to show you how I make this shade of foundation wearable for me. And it is literally just concealer. It's as easy as that, just as long as you're blending it quite a lot. No, and you make sure that where it does meet the darker bits, so the areas that you haven't applied concealer to, like around your cheeks, as long as you're making sure that it kind of blends quite seamlessly into that area, then it should come out just fine. So as a base, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't actually have any Fenty Beauty powders, so I'm just gonna set my face down with this Beauty Bakery flour powder. We love a black owned brand on this channel. You guys want to know a funny joke? The fact that I actually thought I was gonna be taking some outfit pictures in this top after filming. So naive. And then to contour, I'm coming in with the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Instant Warmth Bronzer. This is in the shade Bayesian Girl. And I'm just going to come in and firstly contour my nose. So I'm using a Morphe G42 brush to do this, which is one of my favourite nose contour brushes, if I'm honest. Just because it's got that straight edge, and I find it really easy to just create the shape that you want. And then I'm also just going to come in and shape my face up with that as well. So we're going in on the cheekbones. I'm using this Zoeva Face Shaper brush. I think it's a 110. And mirroring that on this side. And then I'm just using this to bronze up my forehead a little bit as well. And then I'm doing the lips. So I'm not using all Fenty for the lips because I just don't have that many Fenty lipsticks. So I'm starting off with this BH Cosmetics lipstick, which I always use. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you would have seen that I always describe this as literally like my perfect nude. And then I've just got like this little peachy toned, like light peach toned Fenty Beauty lipstick, which I'm going to use to kind of contour the inside. I'm gonna let that one dry down so that it dries down matte, and then I'm gonna add the second shade, which is the Fenty shade. This is in the shade Up to No Good, and it's called the Matte Moselle. And I'm just adding that, like you can see, into the center. Okay, and then the final Fenty product that I'm going to be using is this highlighter. It's the Kilowatt highlighter, and it's a duo. So I've got the shades Afternoon Snack and Mo Honey, but I'm jumping straight into Afternoon Snack. That is my colour, okay? Like, that is the one for me. The Mo Honey one is a little bit chunky for me. I feel like it's much thicker chunks of glitter, which is fine when you're going out or on a different occasion, but for today I just want a little bit more subtle. So I'm getting that on my cheekbones. I love a Fenty glow. So that is the finished look. I'm really happy with it. I think it's nice and simple, but it's clean. That's the most important thing, is that the complexion looks fresh, it looks clean. And if I'm honest, all of the Fenty products that I've used today, overall, I'm happy with them. Like, I think Fenty Beauty is a really good brand. It's been said before, it will be said again, but the fact that you would usually expect a celebrity-owned brand to have a little bit less heart in it, you know, to have a little bit less soul and a little bit less passion, I feel like Fenty Beauty really do just come through with the majority of their products. Everything that I've tried so far, I have enjoyed. The only thing out of today's look that I didn't actually enjoy was the fly liner, but I feel like with other makeup looks, I feel like it comes out really, really well. So I'm not sure if it just doesn't agree with glitters or if you just have to work with it really quickly. I think it's a bit of both, if I'm honest. But usually when I wear this with a more natural look and less makeup on the eyes, I am usually really happy with it. So although I don't love the fly liner today, I don't hate it either. I do really feel like the foundation has come through pretty well, considering that the match was really bad to begin with. Like, I really do feel like the concealer evened it all out and just sorted it out. So that's why I've actually kept this foundation, is because usually I can kind of fix it. Although it looks horrific when it first comes out of the bottle, I usually can find a workaround. I also think the highlighter is really, really nice. I love how vibrant and glowy it is, but I do think that maybe I'd be better off with a lighter colour. This is very gold toned. It's almost a bit rose gold actually, but I just don't feel like it's far enough away from my skin tone. I feel like it's a little bit close. So I wonder how I'd get on with more like a silver toned or, you know, a lighter toned highlighter. But I'm happy with it for this look. The only thing is that I don't feel like it highlights my nose as much as I'd like it to. And I also like to usually have like quite a highlighted Cupid's bow as well. And I don't feel like that's really doing its job. I feel like if anything, it's made it look a little bit darker, which I'm not really feeling. But other than that, that is a good highlighter. And to be honest, the bronzer, I'm a whore for this bronzer. Like, I love this bronzer so much. Like, it's probably one of my most used bronzers since I've owned it. So I will only say good things about that bronzer because I literally rely on it so much. But I can't really speak for other shades in that. I'm not really sure if there's another shade that would be better matched to me than Beijing Girl, but I'm happy with this one, to be honest. I really, really like this bronzer. I feel like it blends really well. Like, all of these formulas are really nice formulas. Like, they're really blendable. They all work really well together. So you can definitely tell that the time's been invested in Fenty Beauty in, you know, making sure that their products do work in cohesion, and that's something that I really appreciate because you don't always expect that from a celebrity-owned brand. I'm not saying that you shouldn't expect that, because you certainly should expect a high quality, if not a higher quality than smaller brands. But at the same time, I just feel like in the past we just haven't seen celebrities pull through that much with their makeup ranges. But Rihanna has absolutely changed the game with Fenty Beauty. Honestly, I love what she's doing and I love what she's done. I just can't wait to try more products over time and as more things launch. So as always guys, everything that I've used in this video is going to be linked down below in the description box so that you can find it really easily. One thing I did want to do is I wanted to judge which of these was my favourite product overall, and although it's probably the thing that you guys have seen the least of, or it makes the least sense for me to rate it as my favourite, I've actually got to rate the lip balm as the best, because it is literally just something that I use every single day. Like for someone with chronic illness and someone who's ill a lot of the time, like I was speaking to my friend the other day and I was saying I'm probably ill about 4 or 5 days out of the entire week. So for someone who lives their life like that, like lip balm is such an essential, and it sounds so silly, but it can make you feel so refreshed. And so like when you're feeling so groggy and in bed and you've been drinking lots of water and taking tablets and doing whatever, like sometimes chapped lips are just like the final straw, do you know what I mean? Like you notice the chapped lips and you're literally just like, wow, I give up. So that is definitely my favourite thing that I own from Fenty Beauty, but obviously I'll let you guys know as and if that changes. If you guys don't already, then make sure that you're following me over on Instagram, Twitter and Snapchat. Also check out my Facebook page, give it a like if you're over on Facebook. Also, if you do head over to Fenty Beauty and happen to buy any of their products, then let me know what you do buy. I'd really like to know, and I'd love to know if you have a favourite product from Fenty Beauty as well, which you recommend that I should try. We can have a chat about it down below in the comments. We can recommend things to each other. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure that you're smashing a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, and that you're also subscribing to my channel and making sure that your notifications are turned on so that you never miss out on any of my new videos. As always, angels, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.